I know that I'll never finish healing if I don't get started. I would never invite you to mine, so don't invite me to your pity party. If you don't know, you're about to know right now. You're about to learn. Education. I'm Quindell Evans, BluePoetTree.com, and right now we're on the BluePoetTree podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thanking you for experiencing the podcast however you're experiencing it. You feel me? What I just said was the affirmation for today, because on this podcast we speak of the habits that it takes to create a successful life and the habits that it takes to overcome and break through a stressful life. And affirmations is one of those tools. It's one of those things that allows us to create a successful life. You feel me? Affirmations is one of those tools. The reason I stress affirmations as a tool to create a successful life, because it matters what you say about yourself. It matters how you speak about yourself. It matters how you think about yourself. It matters what you express about yourself. If you putting yourself down, ain't no doubt you're gonna put me down. If you ain't uplifting yourself, why would I even expect you to uplift me? You know? So I focus on affirming positive things in my life so that I can help out the people in my life. I want to help out the people in my life. Every product I make, every service I offer is always to help out. You know, from pick up poetry to the mouth book to the help tea cigarettes to the board game to whatever. It's always to help. So I know if I'm affirming positive things in my life, then that means that I'm able to help you become more positive and shit. So that's what the Blue Poetry podcast is about. Affirming positivity, you feel me? With that being said, let's get this popping. And I don't know why I feel like cursing, but I do. So if I do, just never mind me. You feel me? Let's stick to the message, the point of the message, regardless of the language. Alright, but anyways, so we're gonna pop this off with the pledge. The affirmation pledge is what I like to call it. And the 8 words, this is usually a call and response thing, so if you vibing out with me, I'm expecting you to be saying the last word of each line with me. You feel me? And the last words are, let me see if I got this. I got it. I'm gonna affirm that I got it. Your words, the last words is free, grow, misery, down, true, sad, lift, here. Got it. Your words are free, grow, misery, down, true, sad, lift, here. You feel me? I'm gonna say 8 lines, and each one of those lines ends with one of the words that I just said in that order. So it goes like this. I want to be what I can be, to be proud, healthy and free. I want to say what I know to help my brothers and sisters grow. I want to feel good about me and blame no one for my misery, cause I'll be strong and turn it around. I want to go up, I'm not going down. I want to do what I can do to make all my dreams come true. Remember my past, the good and bad, how I made it art even when it was sad. I want to share whatever my gift, and when you're feeling low, I give you a lift. I want to live without fear and know that I'm blessed for being here. You know that you're blessed for being here. Just know that we're blessed for being here. Just know that we're blessed. All right, then. So that's the affirmation pledge, written or created by Abiodun Oyewole, because he freestyled it. He didn't even write it. You know, he was put in a position. He was out of school performing, and he was on stage, and they said the Pledge of Allegiance, and he ain't stand and put his hand on his heart. And one of the kids, you know, was curious about why he didn't do it. He was like, I got a better pledge than that, but he didn't have a better pledge than that. So he just decided to freestyle one on the spot, and that's what he came up with right there on the spot. That's his version of the Pledge of Allegiance. So, you know, I asked him, can I share this pledge with you? You know, whoever I like. And he's like, come on. You ain't even got to ask. That's something for everybody. It's something we should be saying, period. Want to be what I can be, to be proud, healthy, and free. Why wouldn't we want to share this? You feel me? I want to say what I know to help my brothers and sisters grow. So that's what we're going to do on this podcast. So the affirmation I created just now, I just created it. So let me make sure I remember it. I said, I would never finish healing if I never get started. I won't invite you to mine, so don't invite me to your pity party. So this is the affirmation I want to talk about on today's podcast. I feel like it's an oxymoron, you feel me? Maybe. An oxymoron is when you take two opposites and put them together. So I feel like the first line is kind of the opposite of the second line. Maybe not. But in a way you could look at it that way, you know? Because it's saying like I will never finish healing, you know, if I never get started. A lot of us never even get started on our healing journey, you know. Sometimes it takes years for people to get started in their healing journey. Some of us do get started. We get started so late. So it's like the people that were involved in our trauma and our pain and the things that we're trying to heal from are not in our lives no more, so we can't even directly speak to them. You know, imagine if someone hurt you and you don't really even begin to talk about it until 10 years later, and that person is long gone, you know, like you have no way of contacting them. You know, you can heal from it, but it's kind of important for us to be able to, you know, go directly to the source of the pain, the source of the trauma, the source of you know, the person who you experience this pain with, you feel me? And that's a part of it. So it makes healing much more of a challenge. It's not that like you can't do it. I'm not saying you can't, but once you get started, now it's like, now the challenge begins. Like, you know, you're talking about someone that is not in your life anymore, so it's hard. But if you could talk things out with someone who hurt you or someone you hurt, you know, because sometimes the person who got hurt, you know, isn't always the one who's traumatically affected, you know. It's the person who's doing the pain who got to live, you know, who got to live with it, live with the fact they know they might have hurt someone in any way, you know, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, you know, in any way. So a lot of us grow up in dysfunctional homes. A lot of us grow up in homes that aren't, you know, our original families. A lot of us grow up in homes that it might not even be dysfunctional, but just not necessarily promoting our growth, you know, bringing out our talents, bringing out our abilities, our capabilities, you know, increasing our capacity for life type vibe. So we grow up in situations that are limiting our potential, you know, and we know that and we feel it. And we never get a chance to even express it until we're out of that home. So we're conditioned to limited potential. So we'll never reach that potential if we never get started to reach for it. You feel me? Like we never even try to reach out for it. So that's what this affirmation is about. Like it's not just about healing, but that's where the second part, the second sentence comes in. You know, the first sentence is that I know that I'll never heal. I never finish healing if I never get started. You know, I won't invite you to mine, so don't invite me to your pity party. Because a lot of times the pain, the trauma, the stuff, we need people to talk to. We need people to you know, be on a journey with. It feels it's much more effective when you healing with others. You feel me? Y'all get to share how I heal from this, share what I'm doing right now to deal with it, to cope with it, or whatever it is. So, but the thing is like, don't invite me to your pity party. I want to invite you to mine. there's ways to heal, and it don't always have to be just us coming together and complaining. It could be very like productive. It could be very